Hello guys. Today we will be going to talk about the most disappointing movies I have seen. There's lots of movies that I've seen, but lots of movies that disappointed me. And a lot of these movies are not that great to begin with because the expectations of what they were supposed to be were really not what they were. These are movies that range from boring battle movies to literally movies about people fighting, and movies that are supposed to be so great that they're not bad. They can't be bad at all. But these are the top 10 most disappointing movies ever made in my eyes. And no, but before we start the list, there's lots of movies that are not disappointing. Like, for example, most Marvel movies, and with a few exceptions, of course. Looking at you, Fantastic Four, but Spider-Man, the original trilogy, the Star Wars movies, and lots of movies that are considered to be really great, so don't expect many 10 out of 10 movies to be on this list. Number 10, Batman vs. Superman. I know a lot of people know this movie was very disappointing. When the hype was leading up to Batman vs. Superman, everybody was talking about this movie. Why? It's because everybody likes Batman and Superman, and to see them fight would be a dream come true, but basically there was a build-up and a build-up and a build-up, and then the fight was only 3 minutes long. You gotta be kidding me. Batman vs. Superman, the whole title of the movie was only 3 minutes long. It's like saying, yes, this movie is trash. Batman vs. Superman is garbage. It is easily has. The whole build-up was for no reason, ruining the whole movie to begin with. Number 2, Dragon Ball Evolution. This movie, oh my god, a live-action Dragon Ball movie where everybody wanted to see, but what we got on Pile of Tone, a pile of shit. That's really what we got. Dragon Ball Evolution is easily one of the worst movies ever made. Now, and a lot of people are expecting this to become good, would be a good movie. First of all, there's lots of inconsistencies. First of all, yes, Goku never went to school, okay? Goku never went to go to school, ever. Ever. There's only 2 movies that are disgraced to Dragon Ball Z. First is Bio Broly, which disgraced Broly as a character and turned him into a giant Schwartz monster. And then there's this crappy movie that can just go burn. Okay, Dragon Ball Evolution is easily one of the worst, most disgraceful movies ever made. Like, first of all, the CGI is laughably bad, okay? The CGI is, like, I complained about Black Panther CGI being bad, and Captain Marvel CGI being not that great. But then there's Dragon Ball Evolution, so you can obviously tell the battles are all fake. Like, they're all fake. They're all, like, not real, and you can obviously tell this is not real. And, yes, Dragon Ball Evolution sucks. It's terrible. Number 3, Terminator Genesis. Another bad movie. What were you expecting? Terminator Genesis was a return to Terminator series. It was kind of a reboot in a sense. But once I saw it, I was like, was this movie really needed? Was Terminator Genesis really needed? Okay, Terminator Genesis, Terminator 1, 2, 3 were good to even great. Salvation is meh. And then we have Genesis, which is completely dog crap, okay? Dog crap as a movie. Genesis just retconned everything about the first 2 Terminator movies. So, yes, one of the worst Terminator movies ever made. Number 7, we have Prometheus. Yes, it was either between this or Alien 3, but Prometheus did not contain any aliens. What kind of alien movie does not contain aliens? Oh yes, Prometheus. This is an alien movie, and I decided to turn off the movie literally 40 minutes into the movie because the movie was that boring. Okay? So I didn't. Though alien movies are supposed to be about horror, and not about gray men doing things. Like what? What? Like, was Ridley Scott like on drugs? Like, it was Ridley Scott on drugs when he made this movie. That's what I want to know, because Prometheus, terrible movie. Covenant was not that much better. Covenant was way better than Prometheus, at least. So, Alien is a horror franchise, not a mystery franchise. Okay, this is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen. Number 6, The Last Jedi. What about The Phantom Menace? The Phantom Menace I would call... okay, here's the thing. The Phantom Menace, comparing to The Last Jedi. The Phantom Menace, at least had Obi-Wan Kenobi be in the movie. The Last Jedi kills everybody you love in the movie. They killed off Luke Skywalker. That is easy one of the most disappointing things ever in Star Wars history. You don't kill off a character that everybody loves. Like Darth Vader, it made sense he was gonna die because he's the villain, and he died for his redemption against Palpatine. But Luke Skywalker decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna disappear, and then all the characters in The Last Jedi were, and the rest of the cast of The Last Jedi was not that great either. Holdo, you had, of course, oh yeah, they also killed off Admiral Akbar too, and only last characters from the original trilogy are Chewbacca and Rey. But the other characters they introduced was Holdo and Rose Tico, two of the worst Star Wars characters in history. Holdo is a pink-haired feminist that does not understand anything and refuses to take anything from anyone else, any advice from anyone else. And then, of course, we all know Rose Tico is now the Sakura of Yamcha of Star Wars. Yes, Rose Tico is even worse than Jar Jar Binks, because at least Jar Jar Binks was at least funny at some points. Rose Tico is just absolutely useless in every manner. At least Jar Jar Binks served more of a purpose than Rose Tico, because Jar Jar Binks was the one who made Palpatine leader, so yes, the Star Wars were all Jar Jar's fault. So, number 5, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Oh yes. Wolverine is a cool character, but this movie is just terrible. First of all, they ruined Deadpool. What type of movie ruins Deadpool? Yes, a Marvel movie. People call me a Marvel fanboy, but then this movie exists. This is easily one of the most disappointing movies I've ever seen. The 2014 Wolverine movie, of course, redeemed Wolverine much better in this as well. And of course, Logan was definitely far better than X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's like, what were they going with this movie? Like, they made Deadpool like this really boring, bland character. It's like they had like no direction. And they told you how Wolverine became Wolverine, and the CGI was also not that great. And that's basically it. The movie has bad CGI, and it made Deadpool this. Is it raining? But they made Deadpool this boring-ass character that's really nobody... That, until the Deadpool movie, he was really not really well received in movies. And I'm glad that the Deadpool movie was made because... And yes, the CGI is completely awful. We don't even need to be reminded of the awful CGI of this movie. Number 4, another Marvel movie's on the list. Fantastic Four. Okay, so the first set, like, when they were explaining how the Fantastic Four came, the movie actually was decent. You learned a decent amount of the Fantastic Four, and you learned how they became the Fantastic Four, and it was because of this planet. But then the movie just got it just got on the set after they went to black and stuff, and yes, the movie just became one of the most boring movies ever made. And it's like they had nothing else planned for this movie. It's like they didn't have any ideas for this movie. And that's why this movie is so bad, because they forgot to like add in the story, the rest of the story. So that's why everybody hates this movie, because it's an incomplete story of it's literally an incomplete story. This movie's worse than even The Incredibles. Okay, like The Incredibles ripped off Fantastic Four, but the reboot of Fantastic Four was so goddamn awful after like the first like after they explained the path of the Fantastic Four, and also why is the Human Torch black? Who the hell comes up with these ideas? Okay, who the hell comes up with these ideas? Okay, number three, there's lots of good movies out there. Okay, I'm basically ripping out on movies I don't like, but oh yes, the Tomb Raider movie. I forgot that movie even existed. Okay, so we made Tomb Raider is one of the great. It's a very great game franchise. I would recommend it to anybody who likes action games. But then we had the movie. Yes, the movie was terrible. Don't have to tell you why. I literally just made a review on it. Tomb Raider. They made Lara Croft, but I can put some more things I didn't say about the film. And to begin with, Tomb Raider. They made Lara Croft look like a whiny little girl in the movie. They also made a lot of the characters in the movie are kind of flat or paper thin or kind of just die really quickly. You don't feel, and some of the scenes in the movie are just straight like literally ripped from the games, like the scene from the plane that was literally ripped from the game, and that's basically it about the Tomb Raider movie. Very forgettable movie. I was expecting this movie to be very, very great, but ultimately it was a very, very disappointing movie. Never again have I seen a movie that basically made the movie not that great. Number two, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Really? We have 5 Jurassic Park movies. I actually liked all 3 of the original movies, despite the plot holes. I like movies with dinosaurs in them. Moving on. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is easily the worst of the franchise. Okay, let's see here. An animal's instinct would be to escape. It's the part where they introduce the Indoraptor. An animal so smart. Why would it go after a little girl and try to kill her? Okay, what? Why are you trying to be freaking Freddy Krueger? Okay, you're supposed to be trying to survive. That's an animal's instinct. If I was Indoraptor, I would say, "Oh, I'm just leaving. Goodbye." Basically, Indoraptor is, and then there's the first part. It's okay. They're getting the dinosaurs after the volcano erupts in. It's a volcano, but it's not that great of a movie. Easily the worst in the Jurassic Park series. The rest of the series is good, but it will kind of be remembered as the middle movie that nobody cared about and everybody has forgotten about because it's just not that interesting. But there was a sad moment in the movie that Brachiosaurus was stuck on the island. At least that moment was touching. But it is a mixed review movie, and basically the plot does not make any sense whatsoever ever since they have gotten to that guy's reserve. Yeah, the guy's museum. Because it's really about the Indoraptor hunting the people for no reason. This is a Jurassic Park movie. This is really what they fought up for. At least we get to see what the dinosaurs do when they get to coexist with humans worldwide. I always want to see what it would like if the dinosaurs were released. So at least I can give this movie a tiny bit of a pass, but still not that great of a movie to begin with. Number 2. Okay, so disappointing movies. Let's look at disappointing movies. What movies what do you know of disappoint? Okay, so what comes to mind when I think is I was expecting to be good, but it was terrible. Oh yes. the Predator reboot. Don't have to explain why this movie's terrible. Okay, so Alien was ruined by Prometheus, so let's ruin the Predator. Yes. Oh wait, I'm not seeing the new Predator movie. So moving on from that movie, still I've seen the trailers and it looks awful. Not seeing it. Okay, so my real number two. My real number two is, oh my god, why does this movie exist? Why? Why? Are you ready for it? My second most disappointing movie is another dinosaur movie, The Good Dinosaur. Yes, and this is a Pixar movie. Pixar makes lots of great movies. Okay, they made Finding Nemo, they made A Bug's Life, the Toy Story trilogy. The Incredibles was not that great, but that's my own opinion. Finding Dory was good. The Cars franchise was surprisingly decent, but Cars 2 actually, I actually like that movie. Oh what, you don't like but you don't like The Incredibles 2 and The Incredibles, but you like Cars 2. I like Cars 2. It's one of those movies that you call guilty pleasure. It's really funny if you really watch it. And it's like how the cows are in different cultures. But moving on to The Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur is a touching story, but we already have another movie about a human and an animal getting along and living together. It's called Alpha. It's way better than The Good Dinosaur, but The Good Dinosaur is about this dinosaur that becomes lost, and he meets this human that even though if dinosaurs have not gone extinct, humans will have never evolved. This movie defies freaking evolution. Okay, do you know that mammals were these small rodents when the dinosaurs ruled the earth? It would have been no different 65 million years after the mass extinction if the mass extinction of the dinosaurs never happened. It wouldn't change at all. Okay, the Good Dinosaur would have never happened because of freaking logic and reasoning. Okay, freaking logic and reasoning proves this movie would never happen. Okay, and of course this movie has good looking environments. There's no wonder this movie flopped in the freaking box office because the movie's so boring. Okay, it's not an epic movie. Do you know what is that bad dinosaur movie made by Disney? The movie Dinosaur. Way better than The Good Dinosaur. Way better. Let's watch that instead, or watch Jurassic Park, because at least you have a story. At least it's not boring and so it's Tyrannosaurus Rex. But it's easily the worst Pixar movie ever made. Even worse than The Incredibles. Which The Incredibles is one of the most boring superhero movies of all time. And for whatever reason I just cannot seem to like The Incredibles at all. And number one, what is the number one most disappointing movie of all time? So, when we look at movies that would be considered disappointing, okay, so those were some movies I've been excited for, and I really wanted to see. Okay, so, So, there's movies that I really like, and what is a franchise that I like a lot, and they are utterly ruined. No, not Dragon Ball Z. We already covered Dragon Ball Evolution. We don't have to talk about that movie. Never mind, this movie is not dear to my heart. Okay, so it's a series. People always tell me this movie is good. Okay, people always tell me how great this movie is. People always tell me, "Oh, you gotta see this. It's so cool. It's so entertaining." Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but yes, the most disappointing movie ever made is Fast and Furious. Oh wait, how dare you know I don't like Fast and Furious? Well, I'm going to tell you the reason why. Fast and Furious, I watched a few of them. All the movies are the same goddamn thing. Okay, they go around and race around, okay, and they beat each other up. Yes, this is the entire Fast and Furious franchise. They go around, beat each other up, and drive around. That's really. I watched the movie for like 20 minutes. Like, this is fast. This is what people are talking about. Fast and Furious. So overall, Fast and Furious is a very, very boring movie to me. And there are much better movies about cars and racing that have come out over the years that are not Fast and Furious. And now let's go over other disappointing movies. Okay. Spider-Man 3. Not as great as the first two, but that's the reason why it's here on honorable mentions. Still a good movie, but it's not as great as they were. And Godzilla 1998. Disappointing. No one liked that movie. And there's one more movie I have to go over. Ghost Rider 2. Not that interesting. And Alien vs. Predator 2, because why not include it? Why not? And of course, we can't forget about one of the most disappointing movies I've ever seen, but it's still a good movie because I had such a gloriously high expectations for it. Oh wait, the video is over? Okay, so I'm done with this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and goodbye.